So the history of business excellence. I'm going to go back to when I started my PhD, and that was in 1988. And this was in the UK. I now live in New Zealand, but I'm originally from the United Kingdom. At that time in the UK, there's a huge interest in quality. All the quality conferences and seminars were sold out. We had the quality gurus from around the world visiting the UK to share their knowledge. And this was because primarily the manufacturing sector had been decimated, and primarily due to Japanese and Korean industry. And so there was a huge interest to learn more about how to be successful. And so this statement here is a common statement that was made. It was saying that basically unless we do total quality, we're not going to survive. But the problem is that everybody knew about the philosophy of TQM, which is about customer focus, it's about continuous improvement, it's about involving your people. But nobody knew how to implement it. Everybody had a different perception of how it should be implemented. So there's a lot of confusion. And so this was also a common statement that was made. The road to total quality is littered with failures. Hundreds of organisations have tried to implement TQM, but few have reaped its full benefits. So if we look at the history in the West, we can see TQM, we can see the first written paper describing TQM was in 1984. The first implementation where they called it TQM was in the United States in 1985. The Baldrige Award was first awarded in 1988. The FQM Award in 1992. The Baldrige Award and the FQM Awards, the frameworks that they're based on are TQM models. They were initially called TQM models if you go back to the application guidelines and the brochures describing those models. So these frameworks are TQM models. But because of the poor reputation of TQM, because of the unsuccessful implementations of it previous to that, the decision to rebrand it. So there's a movement from quality to business excellence. But these models are business excellence, are total quality management models. And now they're used in over 80 countries around the world. In Asia, the history is different. Because in Asia, TQM never had the bad reputation that it did in the West. So TQM carried on as normal through Kaizen, quality circles, all the different tools and techniques. But then they saw these business excellence models in the West, and they brought them across to Asia. And so in Asia, in a lot of countries in Asia, they think business excellence is different than TQM. But in the West, it's the same. And you would find very few companies calling their programs TQM in the West, whilst you still would in Asia.